How's it going, my beautiful people? How are we doing? Welcome to another tutorial here on the channel, and I hope you enjoy it quite a lot. Today, I want to show you guys the complete maintenance we did on this HP Notebook Mairo 15B Babu Dau 04 Airlay. We also installed an SSD and are going to solve a screen problem that many technicians often misdiagnose. Additionally, we will see how to maximize the optimization of a Windows 11 24H2 installation on a device that, in theory, does not meet the requirements. So, let's go. Alright, after the roller coaster ride, we see the little one over there in its cradle, the good solid one. But I want you to enjoy now how this device looks and how we really left it sparkling clean. Fantastic, guys. Let's enjoy a bit. Now that we have the SSD installed, we will proceed with the installation of the official HP ISO. Yes, the OEM version, because it's not just any ISO we're going to install, it's the factory version from Helium Packard of HP in its 24H2 version. And now we're going to see how that crackling and that good chicken sizzle like Kentucky Fried Chicken fresh out of the oven. Let's listen. Let's put in that battery now so we can start this Ferrari to see how it turned out. Very well, ready. We turn it over, connect the external drive already loaded with Venturi, the Helium Packard ISO system. Turn it on, press F10, and I'm going to show you what the BIOS looks like. Check out the features of this Helium Packard, truly a vintage machine, but that doesn't mean we're going to dismiss it. Let's see how we can enhance it, obviously, in the next few minutes, all right? Well, Control-Alt-Delete, please, then F9 to access the boot drives. And here we have the external drive. I'm going to select it. Let's wait for our Ventoid to load. All good, everything's perfect. All right. And shortly, there it is. Oh man, I don't know why it shows if the external camera. 1,000 apologies, guys. Let's look for the Helium Packard ISO, the 24H2. And let's see what happens. Because however, as soon as we install it, we notice something strange. It appears on the monitor. All right? You'll see in a moment. Okay? Okay, right now, I'm also going to switch to the internal capture so the installation process is much clearer. I'm going to click here on Windows OEM Helium Packard. There's the model directly. There it is. We hit enter. Perfect. The image looks blurry, as if the flex cable were damaged, but I'm going to show you that's not the case. Let's restart the laptop to demonstrate that the problem is neither with the flex cable nor the display. Like many technicians tell you the lie. Okay, let's turn it off, please. And now we're going to proceed directly to see how we solve this issue. We turn it on. We're going to press the F9 key and choose our external drive. All right? Now, let me tell you a little bit, right? Because, wow, it's a story and it's almost like an old movie every day. Many technicians will tell you that the flex cable or the monitor are damaged and need to be replaced, but that's not the case. To solve this type of visual errors, the best thing is to place your fingers in the center of the camera. The option is to install, believe it or not, a Windows 10, but not just any Windows 10. A Windows 10 version 1809. Now, we are going to install the operating system, or we are going to install this version of the operating system, and as you can see, there is no screen error. This confirms that the problem was neither the flex cable nor the monitor. The real problem is that the BIOS of this device is not updated. As you just noticed now, we switched to the capture device so you don't miss a single minute of how we install Windows 10 1809 push. An old version? Who would have thought? Who would have imagined? Honestly, not even in a third world, right? Or in another reality, let's wait for the entire installation because, well, you already know this, okay? Let's wait. We arrive at the ProWars part and we tell Cortanilla, no problem, okay? And let's continue its course. It had been a while since we did. Remembering is living, gentlemen, right? All the old installation that we have in these versions, in these compilations. We select our language. Latin America, we click here on skip. And that's how it is, guys. That's the trick many technicians don't tell you, okay? When something similar happens to you, we're going to enter the username here. In my case, I'm going to put it here. Owicron with an old version here. In this case, it was version 1809 because that's the one I documented that came pre-installed on this device. But you should install the one that comes by default on your device, read the manual and so on, and always install that version, and believe me, you won't have any problems. We are going to disable what we have always taught here at Owicron. Out of tradition, we accept, and we will wait to see what happens. With the installation of Windows 10 1809, we already have a stable base to proceed with updating the BIOS to the most available version or the most recent one, okay? And watch out. Once updated, we will try again to install, obviously, the official ISO of Windows 11 OM and Lompacar. 2482. Okay, I know. And even though this device does not meet the minimum requirements for Windows 11, we will see that now it installs without problems and without any screen error. Will we achieve that goal? Let's see. Directly, the first thing we are going to do, guys, since we are on a build 1809, quite an old version of Windows 10, well, we won't navigate correctly or we might have errors when downloading the HP repository. That's why I'm opening our browser directly to be able to download. Microsoft Edge releases the latest version. There it is. We are going to accept the terms and conditions and we will directly integrate it. And well, once installed, we will go to the Jerome Packard page. There we say yes, please to obviously proceed with the installation. Wonderfully, we have already installed our Microsoft Edge, and now we are going to enter HP Auto Detect in the search bar. This characterizes us like other brands also to auto detect the exact model of the device in case you don't have the serial number. Here I am exemplifying it, so that obviously we don't get confused. We use this tool for all HPs, exactly the same, and a small repository will be downloaded that needs to be installed so that it later gives us a pop-up window. There it is. Since it doesn't detect it, it tells us to directly accept the terms and conditions. We press start download and obviously we will wait for it to download. Excellent. Once downloaded, we will run it with administrator privileges, please. Yes, we are going to close this window. Done. We say yes to the pop-up window. And then we will directly close everything we have in the background. Note, please, I will not remove anything from this video so you can see what problems I also encountered and how I was able to solve them. Okay, it's the nice and charming part of our video tutorials, so don't miss a single minute. There it is once we run it at any moment. Now we would directly click accept on the window. Okay. Here, I've downloaded the file again. We're not there anymore. I'm going to cancel it. All right. I'm just going to minimize it so that this little window stays on hold. Okay. And now, let's go ahead and install the application. There we will click on next. Add or accept the terms and install. We finish directly. Okay? And now we go directly to Microsoft Edge. We are going to click here on continue so that it now detects the device. Okay? Here, in fact, it should see this immediately. Now I'm seeing something strange that it's not detecting. There shouldn't be a pop-up window appearing. I don't have cookies blocked or anything like that. So I'm deducing that Microsoft Edge is not working for us. All right, let's go with the legendary Chrome, the good Chrome, the Chrome of life. Guys, after we put in the Super Flash Rapid Dash here, let's click on the pop-up window. Look, we're already here with Chrome. This little window is what should have appeared in Edge. However, it did not appear. There it is. We accept, we click OK here. We accept the cookies. It's fine, there's no problem. And we wait for it to detect the device. Don't move a single hair, not a single muscle. And there it is, guys, the exact model, so you can see that it matches even with the title of our video tutorial. Okay? Well, there it is. Oh boy, guys, once this appears on HP, it's over. No, there's nothing more to do. This model is misdirected. Who knows why, I wonder. Because of the years? Let's click on the start button, let's go to settings, and let's go to a second alternative, a second solution. If what happened to me happens to you, let's go here to Windows Update, and let's see if by any chance it finds the BIOS. Update directly from Windows Update. Something tells me it won't because of the version it is. But there have been some occasions with specific Lenovo models where it does detect it, despite having the old version of Windows. Here I am checking, looking. Oh boy, nothing more. I am looking at the drivers directly from this HP, but I am not seeing the BIOS one. Yes, unfortunately, I'm going to go here to the device manager, and well, obviously it's going to be missing. There it is. Yes, quite a few drivers are missing, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in, let's see, processing, we have 2. Okay. I'm interested in it detecting the BIOS one, otherwise it's useless. Very well. I will wait to see if by pure chance it appears first, and if not, then we'll proceed. Obviously, again, the search through Google or some third-party forum as a third solution. Hopefully not the third-party forum, because if not, there I will. I'm going to care, guys. Let's wait. Very well. Here I ran DXDEG, and we see that it has a BIOS, which I believe is the factory one. This device has never been updated in BIOS, as far as I can tell, and if my memory serves me right. Okay, yes. It doesn't. It doesn't detect it for update. Well, here the HP page detects it, but nevertheless, it doesn't redirect me to the drivers page. I'm going to do the following. Let's directly open this little tab here. We're going to set up a second screen and directly enter the model of the Helium Packard, just like that, to see if it appears or redirects me to the correct drivers page. Because I don't know what else to do, guys, and I don't want to rely on a third-party game. That would always be, in any case, the last resort. Okay, there it is. Look, I already put it there. Drivers, and look, yes, the page is here. Here we have the page. Very good. Now I'm going to pin it directly to the window here. And yes, look, here it is, guys. We should have done this from the start. Anyway, let's click here to download drivers. But look, down here we have the BIOS one. And yes, indeed, look, there is the F355. Revision A, and it's the latest one, posted on May 19th, 2023. And this is the one we need. Let's download it directly. Let's click here, please, as we are going to do a manual, non-automatic installation. There it is. Look, it downloaded super fast. That's effective. Very well, let's click here. Let's go to the folder, obviously, where it was downloaded. And now we close or minimize the browser. Let's right-click and run it with administrator privileges. There it is. Very well. This one, guys. Also, to help the community, I'm going to say yes here. I'm going to leave the file. Let's click on next here. We accept. Next. Next. Yes. And done. Let's wait for it to extract completely. Perfect. Very well. There it is. Check the version, eh? Very well. I'm going to close this. I'm going to click next here. Very well. Here we are going to proceed with the update. Make sure it's directly on the first option. Also, the battery must be at least 75% charged. If it's not, check it properly. I have it at 99, so there's no problem. I can proceed with full confidence. We're going to click next here. Let's wait. Next. Again. Okay. Attention. All right. Ready. And here we have to wait for the update process to obviously finish. Very well, we click finish, restart, and let the virus update come through completely. And boom, bam, now we have our Helium Packard updated without any problem. We're going to use the WinRAR command so you can see it's the same device, the same build. And that's it. Guys, there's the solution. But well, the idea isn't to install a Windows 10, right? Look at the number of processes we have in this native Windows 10 from X years ago. And now, everything is prepared and ready to run. Okay? Voila. That's it. We're going to end this take here. And let's go. All right, guys. Come on. Let's restart the computer. Well, we're almost reaching the end of this video. Guys, quite entertaining and how much we've learned, right? Together. Look, I've already connected my external drive. It's already set up. Now, to finally do what we wanted from the start, install Windows 11 24H2 OEM from Helium Packard. And let's see if we get that unwanted blue screen of death again. Once we start the installation method, I'll connect the capture card, so you don't have to see me here in the mirror. We're going to press, F9 to be able to choose the boot drives within my Helium Packard. And I'm going to choose what is my enclosure. Yes, the external one we have here, my ADATA LD600. Okay? Let's select it. I'm going to hit enter. And we're going to wait for our nice Ventoid to load. Once we reach this point, now we will select our Helium Packard ISO, factory OM. Because really, for this type of equipment, you have to use the ISO that comes directly from their servers. Here we have it, right? I'm going to select it as we did at the beginning of this video. Let's hit enter, enter, and let's see if I don't get the blue screen of death and everything there. Flexor, ugly, and let's see what happens. We return here to the capture device, and we are obviously going to choose our language in Spanish. Well, not Mexico. In my case, we are going to select the version, the unit that has this, well, or in DHP. And well, guys, here we are going to do the typical installation that we do all our lives. We are going to accept terms and conditions, hit next, and let's wait for this beautiful baby to install. Now that we have Windows 11 24H2 from Helium Packard OM installed and working correctly, we are going to optimize it even more using a super optimization tool that we have obviously left in these last days, and well, if you see it, possibly in the coming weeks. And I will leave it down here in the video description so you can boost any operating system based on Windows 11. And obviously with the support of BUU and all its network of friends and great allies. Well, then, let me tell you, this is key, especially on computers that aren't officially supported for Windows 11, as we want to make sure it runs as smoothly as possible. Although, this laptop does not meet, and we already saw from the outset with the previous requirements, with the right optimization, the system will run perfectly. And we will see the difference. So let's get to it. And we have finished perfectly. Guys, very well. Let's go directly to what is our OMBOS task manager and see how many service processes or RAM processes we have. Obviously, right now on the first system startup. 169 to 725. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret that I think no one else will tell you. First of all, let's go directly to settings. Okay, and check if there is no other update that we need to integrate or install beforehand. Okay? At first glance, I see that practically nothing else is needed. I'm going to go to the device manager. And I'm also going to check if there's any controller or driver that I missed or is still missing after installing this version 24H2. And no, look, it detected everything perfectly. Everything on the first try. But here's a secret. Okay? There's a secret. And let's keep it between us. Okay? Look, this is the same. Equipment. I'm not changing it on you, nor am I telling you this is another one. It's a virtual machine that many haters or other types of toxic people will tell you. No, there's the equipment. Guys, no more, no less, processes, sub-processes, amount of memory, RAM, SSD drive. That we've set up, it's the same equipment. Now, very well, what are we going to do? We're going to do the following. We're going to run this tool that I have here on the desktop. I'm going to right-click on it, okay? And we're going to run it with administrator privileges. Greetings to our good friend Chris Titus. Yes, our good friend Chris Titus, the sensei and creator of this tool. Let's go directly to more information. We're going to run it with, obviously, administrator privileges. Let's run it anyway. There's no problem, nothing happens. We're going to say yes, alright? And let me tell you, I'm going to leave you down here in the video description a link with all the links both to groups and, in this case, social networks. Above all, a new section that we are going to dedicate to the good members. Coffee of the Owl, that's right, here we love coffee, and even more for being nocturnal. Almost like gargoyles too, but with the essence of an owl, alright? We're going to open a social network. Or rather, we already have the coffee section, where I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you this part of the secret. This was done apart from being from Helium Packard. We were able to optimize it much more even before it was installed, thanks to this application you're seeing. Next, if you want to see how we managed and enhanced any ISO, even if you have no knowledge to customize an ISO, well, I invite you to watch the 2 videos that I will leave here in the description. You're going to be amazed. Let's go here to the second tab directly from the application. And I'm going to select the startup section. I'm not going to stop to tell you or explain what I'm going to do here. in those 2 additional videos that I'm leaving for you, you're going to love them. There I completely explain how to use the tool, how you can apply it, obviously, within your confines. In this case, if you are a specialized technical support, because it really enhances any Windows, whether you create it from scratch or if you already have it installed. This is the best optimization you can have for Windows 11 devices. It also applies to Windows 10, but especially for Windows 11. And look, what better time than now to use it on an unsupported device. I'm adjusting a few things that I want to obviously optimize the resource even more. And, well, nothing. This application, I'll leave it in the description of this video directly. The tutorial so you can watch it and check it out directly. What are we doing? I'm going to select some parameters and then we'll continue to see how it turns out afterwards. After having adjusted and set this nice tool in motion.
It's getting hard to talk to you when I'm the old.
Excellent, it's finished here. Once you see this little message, we can close it. Perfect. And look, you might say, hey Victor, but it has the same processes, its processes. No, let's see. We close it and we need to give it the restart of life. And let's see how it works. Agreed? Perfect. Let's wait.
You have it in your head.
Perfect, guys. Let's go directly. Task Manager, straight to the point. Let's check. Let's see. Performance. And there, you have it. 100 processes versus, or rather, compensation of 1766 processes. Let's leave it for a bit while it stabilizes, obviously, after the restart. And, well, in conclusion, guys, the moral of the story, the fable. That's all for today. Just for today. As we've seen, not everything is as it seems, right? When we talk about technical problems, often the solution lies in knowing how to diagnose correctly and wisely, guys. In this case, with a simple BIOS update and the right version of Windows, we were able to solve the problem without having to change expensive components. Be careful, because another technician might tell you otherwise just to take your money, right? Without further ado, friends, if this video tutorial has been helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more technical content like this. See you in the next video. A hug. And you know, please share it directly with a friend because it might save their life. There's the little thank you button so you can treat the boss's lovely dog to a nice bone. Bye, bye.
I simply refer to wishes. What that adrenaline is.